In the back of the book segment tonight, remember when you were in high school, you just couldn't wait to grow up and have a job? Well, the backstabbing, the gossip, the kissing up, it all just gets ratcheted up in the real world. But now, maybe you can make your high school experience work for you at work. Joining us now from San Francisco is Jack Dougherty. He is the co-author of Most Likely to Succeed at Work, How Work is Just Like High School. Why'd you write this book?
Hi, John. Good evening. Well, my partner Wilma Davidson and I wrote a book that we think is it's a shotgun wedding between Dilbert and the 7 Habits of Highly Effective People. We were really out there looking at the business books, and so many of them they're so serious and dry and sober, and we were determined to write one that was fun but also useful.
Well, Jack, tell us how high school's like work. I mean, where are you coming from on this?
Oh God, John, just look around the typical office on a Monday morning at the staff meeting. I don't care if you're on Capitol Hill or at a TV network in New York or a corporation in San Francisco. It's the same everywhere. The boss comes into the room, right? And then everybody springs into action. They all turn into 18-year-olds again. The gossip is right there passing a note to the cheerleader. The teacher's pet brought the donuts to the meeting. The class clown is doing a wicked imitation of the boss when the boss turns his back. Work is just like high school. The desks are only bigger. You know,
one of the things you say in the book is that people need to know how to conform. You know, you need to fit in. Jack, look, there were a lot of people fitting in and conforming at Enron. Look where it got us. So how can you make that kind of a recommendation for the good of our country?
Yeah, I think, well, first of all, you know, when you talk about something like Enron, when you talk about something like the New York Times, you're talking about folks who are cheaters in the workplace. And we all know that that's not acceptable and that's not tolerable.
But nobody, Jack, was saying anything. Everybody was getting along and going along, right?
I know, but I'm not arguing that they shouldn't have been. But what I'm talking about, John, is when you look at the workplace, okay, you've got to go where you belong. You've got to go where you fit in. The same rules that apply to high school apply to work. Now, it's common sense that you should get along, but it's not common practice. Take, for example, the fact that when people quit their jobs, the main reason they quit is because they have people problems, not performance problems. The main reason people cite for leaving a job is that they don't get along with their boss. So what you've got to do is figure out how to get along.
Well, what if I have an idiot boss?
Truth under the carpet.
What if I have a boss that's a bully and a numbskull? How do I deal with that?
It's never easy. I'd love to be able to advise just run away, but it's not always that simple. I mean, one of the main strategies that we advise for how to deal with a boss that's a bully or a coworker that's a bully is to parent the bully. Talk to them like they're 5. The classic bully is running roughshod over you. They're rude, they're obnoxious, they interrupt. Our strategy is to take a breath, stand up to them. I mean, they can't punch you in the nose. You're a lot better off than you were at high school. Take them on, do so with firmness and confidence, and know that they're not going to run you over.
All right, Jack, I was the geek in high school, and I want to be the big football star at the office. How do I go about doing that?
Well, John, it's never too late to become what you might have been. I mean, think about it. Every day people give themselves a reputational makeover in the workplace. Look at George W. Bush. You've got a guy that was labeled as an underachiever and a party animal and transformed himself into a class president and a straight arrow. What you have to do is dial up the skills that help you, dial down the ones that hurt you. I mean, there are a lot of people, too, who may not need some help. I think of somebody like Condoleezza Rice, classic straight A student, classic teacher's pet. You can just see her with her hand flying up in the air. You know, when she was 15, she started college. She may not need to completely change herself around, but she might want to figure out how to get along better with all the other types in the workplace.
All right, Jack, that's all we have time with you today. But I'll tell you this, I better buy that book because I'm still sort of the geek. I need to step it up. Thanks for being with us.
I enjoyed it.
All right,
Thanks.
as always, we want to thank you for watching The Factor. Please remember